Hello everyone, welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Tonight we have a Zelda 2 randomizer race. This is the Naburu Invitational Grand Finals between Gob and Valence. This is Game 4. And on commentary today we have Star and Tiverius, and they'll take it from here.
Hi everyone, how are you doing? Ty, Ray.
It's all good. I'm doing all right, Star. Hope you're well.
Doing all right here. We've got ourselves Game 4 in the NIT Finals. This is a secondary bracket of the Zelda 2 Randomizer 2023 Standard Tournament for all of those who lost in Round 1 of the main bracket, for which those finals are Friday. We have ourselves, that's a misclick. We have ourselves Gov and Valence here, both newer members of the community, but who have gotten quite far here because we're all the way in finals. Gov is taking 2 games to Valence's 1, and this should be pretty close.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to this one. Both runners showed vast improvements throughout the early stages of the tournament, and like you pointed out, sort of unfortunately lost out in round 1. But here we are, coming back all the way to the grand finals of the Naburu Invitational.
Yep. In particular, Gob was very, very new to the randomizer at the start of this tournament. Valence we saw in the upstairs tournament earlier this year, and Gob's improved significantly here.
Absolutely. So, for anyone who is unaware, we do have, these standard flags today. We are going to need to place 6 of those gems, so no max rando or crazy shenanigans there. The usual suspects are shuffled, spells, locations, all the fun stuff, and it looks like islands in the west so far. Ooh boy.
Yeah, backside of Saria right next to Star, which unfortunately just has the spell in it. It looks like we're starting on the western end of the map. There's stuff to the south and stuff to the north, so I'd peg it as being in the middle of the map, basically. Middle of the western coast, more or less.
Yeah, both these runners jumping into kind of tricky encounters on the low levels, but there we go. Valence gets that red Dyra up against the wall, and Gob does get around that Garia as well. So hopefully they both get to advance through these screens, and we get to see some solid rando here. Wow, really, really early Bagu find, so we are going to be able to skip through Saria there on Valence's side. Yeah, Bagu just a couple of feet out of town there, so no wonder he knows the Riverman. He can see him from his house. Solid P-Bag being dropped there on Gob's side. Gonna help boost those levels a little bit. Looks like he's going for the power leveling strategy to get the attack, but that bridge led to nothing. Oh no. And Valence only gets the hint for Bagu that he already had to have to get that in order to get that hint.
Yeah, it's not particularly helpful. It does look like the island straight east of Start was just a Lotus Swamp and nothing else, so that's going to get us a bunch of nowhere.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate. And Gob dodging Bagu there, not even seeing any of the encounters, so it might be a hot minute before he sees Bagu, but sees a nice... It's not the worst grind spot in the world. Those Bagos are going to be worth 10, as Valence does pick up that spell. One thing I do like about early spell is we'll see if Valence decides to test it on an enemy. Maybe it'll turn into a high points worthy enemy that'll make farming a lot easier. We'll see.
Yeah, Kuma sits on the heart. Okay, well, that's not something we're going to be looking for all that much. Did you catch what spell is in Mito? I was a little distracted by things.
Yep, nowhere. I was distracted by the Moa there over on the right side as well, so I didn't quite see the spell, but we do have the raft in Trophy Cave, and looks like Gob is going to get that medicine hint, so clearly he likes the spell.
Yeah. Chat says it's thunder. Thank you.
Yep, probably going to need that one then. And if I caught the hint right, that was Karok disappears with the medicine, so...
That would be correct. Palace 2 next to Mito here in the northwest corner, or Rudo actually as well. I guess Mito and Rudo both there in the northwest.
Yep, just sort of sandwiching a palace there.
Didn't catch what spell was in Rudo though, whoops.
It's going too fast.
Yep, this should be either an item cave or a continental connector, and it is an item cave.
Yep, gonna go ahead dipping into the magic container cave here. A couple of enemies, 3 in the front, 3 sort of towards the back, all to get to that one hopefully good item here.
Yeah, heart container helps with survivability, I guess, because it's taking ages to get anywhere. Especially with an island spot with no easily accessible boots, it seems. But
yeah, well, you know, I know Mirai was in chat earlier, probably happy to see a not super early boot start when we have this kind of a biome, but. You know, we'll see what these runners make of it for sure. As we do have Valence finding that same northwest corner that Gob was already at. Gob getting another nice 200-point drop here. Alright, I caught it that time on Valence's side. Looks like we have Life gonna be hanging out here.
yeah, it looks like Rare was our final town in the middle of the northern coast. Got jump in it, he'll pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, they have both seen Mito as well, so gonna go get that down stab.
Yep. P2 is the candle. We're not gonna be doing that we're not gonna be getting that intentionally, at least. Though it is right next north of Star, so maybe we'll check it at some point.
Alright, so both runners getting that early exploration. Both runners do already have that knowledge of where to get the medicine, where I think Valence skipped out on the trophy hint, not as concerned with the life spell, so we're not too sure about that one yet.
Yeah, okay, so it was the life spell. I did miss that.
And what do we got in the cave on Gob's side there? Yeah, okay, just always Geldarm, that's the name of that enemy. Always tricky to see in the dark there.
For sure. Hey, boots! Good finds, finally, here.
Never mind, sorry, Mirai.
7-minute boots is pretty fast, yeah.
And you know Gob's going to be happy about that. Going to be able to just navigate around the entire west now.
Yep. Valence heading in the same direction now. Took a bit slightly behind due to just going through Saria. Not that that was a bad play, just a different route, but that's the reason why he's about a island behind or so.
Yeah, definitely nothing insurmountable at this point. And like you said, already has a little bit of exploration on the southern side of the continent there, has that raft, so it's just a matter of time before Gob finds those, of course, but the same thing could be said about Valence in those boots.
Yeah. Oh, collection of caves here in the middle of the eastern coast, it looks like.
Yeah, might finally see one of those continent connectors. Get some divergence here. We shall see as Gob's making his way through Medicine Cave. Nice flurry of enemies, and we have Valence gonna pop into towns, get some spells and hints here.
Yeah. We did see a boulder block cave facing north on this island where Gob's at, though I think though we saw a south-facing backside of Fairy Cave a minute ago, so I think the boulder block cave is probably just the other side of that. Love! Okay, game.
Okay.
We're just getting everything, apparently.
Yeah, really nice starter pack. So, I mean, we're what, fairy and or any key away from full exploration of our palaces here.
The item was
the
glove,
yep.
baseball.
Alright, and there's those boots that boots get on Valence's side, so gonna be playing catch up on that exploration here.
Yeah, another heart container as well here, so we're just missing one item. If, by my count, one of our item caves outstanding.
Yep, I think it's gonna be Pillar P Bag Cave that we're still missing.
I think you're right.
Alright, the good news is both of our runners now just able to freely explore this western continent.
Yep. Hey, Moneyworks! And welcome in. We've looped back around to the start, more or less, for Gob here. Thanks for the raid. Hope you're all doing well. We're just about 10 minutes into a Zelda 2 Randomizer 2023 Standard Tournament Grand Finals race here between Gob and Valence. We've got a pretty loaded start. Got Boots, Glove, and Raft already between our runners. Got Thunder. It's an Islands West, but Boots turned up in the first 10 minutes, which is pretty fast, all things considered. So, yeah, not too bad so far. 2 heart containers already, too, which is nice.
Yeah, 2 heart containers, already life 4 on Gob's side, so some good survivability there. Yeah, Valence, as soon as he can make it through this cave, gonna be on even footing or even handing, I guess. Going to be getting that glove out of this cave very shortly.
Yep.
Alright, and Valence has taken a little bit more of a balanced leveling approach. A couple of different ways to approach leveling in this game, especially in the randomizer. You'll see some people do what's called power leveling, where they shoot for the attack levels right away, and then they let other things build up, and then the balance leveling, which is just sort of a take it as it comes.
And actually, yes, you're correct, Danger Mole. They don't have Thunder yet. I was scatterbrained because of tracking. We know where Thunder is. It is in Mito with the medicine in P4.
Yep, so we have the information, we know how to get it, it's just a matter of time.
Yep.
As Valence also says, hey, I have Jump Spell, I would really like to have Down Stab, and honestly, I don't blame him. Because that makes things just easier, especially in the dark. And okay, we are going to need that raft. We do have that raft tile on the southern part of our west. So Gob's going to want to grab that out of the cave. I believe it was Trophy Cave just south of Saria.
Yeah, I think so. Here's P3 or 6, basically in the middle of the map. Good thing that Gob is checking this, because it is one of those things that's pretty easy to miss in an islands map when you have boots and you start out on the outer perimeter, is that you tend to miss stuff that's just sitting in the middle, because you tend to do a big loop around the outside, and then you have to check the middle of it.
Absolutely. Alright, Valence catching up on the heart containers there, and gonna pop into King's Tomb. I don't think she had a hint yet. Knows nothing.
Yep.
Asher
Key here for Gob. Here's Trophy Key for Gob.
Yep, gonna grab that raft here real soon. Doesn't want to play with that Moa though, so and again don't blame him. So come on down. There you go. Nice catch there by Gob. as Valence is going to finish up his exploration.
I am kind of wondering where Pillar P-Back Cave is, since I haven't quite seen it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the randomizer gave us one of those funny little spits of land in the very corner that only has a cave.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there's GP. So that's our final palace on the west. That's P2 GP and 1 of your 6. GP just south of Saria, which I guess Valence had to have seen earlier. We just missed it. Whoops.
Yep, and Gob saying, yeah, I'm definitely getting that spell as well. And yeah, Valence saying no to that raft tile. I think, like us, Star, they really want to find out where that Pillar P-Bag cave is first before heading off.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I was wrong about the Hammerlock Cave on the eastern coast there.
And making me a liar instantly, thanks Valence, but finds that raft over to Maze Island. 2 semi-free items in a palace and another connector here.
Yeah, this is a fairly decent Maze Island layout with boots, too. River running down the middle. You've got a decent amount of access on either side.
Yep, just P1 sitting there on Maze Island. Valence saying no. And I think we found our Pillar P-Bag cave here, Star, in the very southwest corner. Yep.
Yep, that is all the way in the corner. Yeah, we don't know if we need flute yet for King Helios. Haven't seen the east. Kind of need to see that to figure out if we need it.
Yep, so in these flags, Three-Eyed Rock has a 50-50 chance of being there, but if it is, it will hide a palace. And Hidden Kasuto is also a 50-50 chance of being there, and it will always hide Hidden Kasuto. So, might need that hammer, might need that flute. We shall see.
Yep, we do know the Hammerblock Cave on the west is, it's not an item cave, and I don't think it's a continental connector. It looked like it was one side of a pass-through. Oh, hey, we've got a bridge, too, on the Maze Island. Got a bridge. We've got 3 continental connectors here. Good grief, game.
Maze Island is just, the juncture point of this seed, it seems.
Apparently, here's our other item. First item was just a P-Bag, second item's a magic jar. That's a bit better.
Yep, definitely take that magic jar.
Yeah, what was the last item? What was the other Pillar P-Bag cave? I missed that, forgot.
That, I believe, was also just a P-Bag, so not a whole lot there.
Thanks. That's great. Thanks, game.
Yeah, so all of our, I'd say all of our fun stuff, we have glove and boots already, but a good chunk of our fun stuff probably just sitting over on the east. I mean, our runners do have that spell, so it might not be a terrible idea to go try and sneak through these continent connectors, see if you have, a quick town or a quick desert tile, water tile somewhere on the east.
Yeah, P1 here in the maze. We still don't have the fairy spell or the any key to dig it logically. We haven't really seen keys in the drop pool, I don't think, so just gonna leave it for now.
Yeah, P1.
I'm not sure why Gob is still checking encounters. He has both items on the Maze Island, but anyway, here's an Islands DM. Wahoo!
Yeah, I'm right back to that Maze Island and taking the other connector.
I mean, it is Islands DM, so it wouldn't be terrible to go find Hammer Cave, but also you've got the east right there, hopefully.
Yeah, that's I'll write that down for later.
I'm still not sure why Gob is checking encounters here. Gob, you have both items here. You know it's a P-Bag and a magic jar. What are you doing?
I thought Gob only found the one cave.
Did he? I might have mixed it up. I thought he found the P-Bag and the magic jar.
Yeah, he got the P-Bag out of Pillar P-Bag Cave while Valence was on the island, so it might have just been a combined.
No, actually, never mind. Yeah, that's called I'm scatterbraiding, and Valence is checking something here.
I just believed you and thought you saw Valence find that P-Bag.
Nah.
But maybe they are missing the child cave.
We know between our runners, I do distinct. I think I saw a P-Bag here, but I also might be wrong because, yeah, a little scatterbrained.
Life happens. We'll assume they're, keeping track of things on their side. They both do use the emo tracker, so I don't know exactly. Oh, there it is. There's our other drop, just north of that palace. So that answered our question, and we have a Tektite in here jumping around.
But I think Yeah, and, okay, that was a P-bag, and I haven't gone bonkers.
So you were right anyway.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. Yeah. Apologies. Sorry to get back on track, though.
All good, all good. I mean, and Gob, I think, just trying to farm just a little bit more experience here before probably going into the palace, taking a peek, because, you know, again, P1, it's one of those, maybe, but to your point, haven't really seen keys in the drop pool yet. Valence doing a quick refresh of lives, magic, and health, and is going to dip into P1 here. And nice and quick. Just write down hello and goodbye, Horsehead.
Yep. Blink and you miss it, we're done.
Not a fan of the boss drops today. Just a small magic container, or decanter.
Yeah.
But Valence is going to need to try and find a key in order to place that gem. Which, honestly, with how easy it is to get to Maze Island, if these runners wanted to, and with the gem only being a door and a half away from start, you could just leave the gem for later, come back and place it for massive experience, if that's something they wanted to do.
Yeah, something not to worry about. We know, well, this Maze Island is looking to be our only way off the west anyway, because things. So we'll be passing through here again.
And Valence taking an unfortunate dip in the lava there, trying to get around that Iron Knuckle, but Iron Knuckle playing fantastic defense, gets him the second time.
Yeah. Sticking around, getting some extra experience here off this Iron Knuckle, hopefully, and looking for the item, because we don't know what this is, we do not have a hint, and if it's in a free item room, that could be nice.
Yeah, I mean, best case scenario is the Any key sitting in a free item room. And there's Gob getting the exact same information of free P1. Round 2 didn't go any better for Horsehead there.
Nope. Oh, hey, glove lock that we don't care about.
Yep,
As we have
could be a
glove.
key here. Nope, just a P bag.
Nah, game said no on that. There's a 200-point P bag at least.
Yeah, nothing to shake a stick at for sure. Could be a key up here too. And Valence already casting jump. Oh, but not.
Just 30 points off that Mako was not worth it. Or not Mako, Kuma. Wrong one.
And Valence saying that I've spent a little bit too much time in here. I'm out. I gotta go to this continent connector. It just brings us to DM2.
Oh, that's fun. Alright, we're looking for a connector cave somewhere.
Yeah, and I mean, we know that's what we need because our last cave is hammer blocked in the west, and I'm still with you. I think that's just a little connector for us, so that cave somewhere in DM here.
Yeah, probably, because unless there's a sneaky cave somewhere on the west, or we mis-ID'd the boulder blocked cave, which is also possible, but we don't have a hammer. We did not see the item in 1, and we did not place the gem in 1. We have no keys, we don't have the fairy spell, because that's medicine locked, and medicine's in P4, which is, Oh, we don't actually have... No, medicine locks thunder is in P4. We don't know where fairy is. It's on the east, which we can't find, so... Actually, it cannot be the boulder block. If it was a boulder block cave, we'd have to find a hammer first, but as it were, yeah, that's not happening right a second, so DM it is.
Yep, the fun exploration that has definitely... Sorry, I had to sneeze there. Fun DM exploration that's never tricked anyone.
At least it's islands with boots, so it's fairly free to just walk into every cave here.
Oh, yeah.
It still takes time, but it's fairly free to do that. It's just slow. Runners over on the eastern side of the map, it looks like right now.
Yep, I think that brings us back to the maze. Yeah, the one on Valence's side. So you'll notice that cave didn't really point to anything. Those are the caves you want to look for, is the ones that look like they don't point to a cave that could connect on the other side. The randomizer does try and point towards a cave, so you'll see it, on both sides of a mountain there. A cave goes in, cave comes out. So these runners are going to be looking for those caves that look a little out of place.
Yep. Unfortunately, it is a little harder to tell because it's island, so everything's a little bit more spaced out than average.
Yep, that other side of the cave could be a ways away, and you might not even see it.
Nope.
Alright, it looks to me like they're on different parts of Maze Island now as well.
I think Valence is... or Death Mountain. I think, yeah, Valence is in the northwest corner, Gob's in the southeast corner.
Yep.
And yes, Valence is playing as Midna.
Here we go. Here we have two caves pointing up, so it could be a four-way connector. Yep, and that's what it is. Alright, and we're just more DM exploration here.
Yep. Here we are. We've got a Droid Canyon East, because that's open-ended. We don't need a flute for the River Devil, I can tell you that.
Yep, I mean, River Devil's trying his best, but
like that.
I will say though, Valence spotted Spectacle Rock there and Hammer Cave here, but saying no to Hammer Cave, definitely don't blame him.
Yeah, we don't even know if it's required since we, haven't seen the East very much. We do know the Brewer's Shield because Gob just found and Nibiru next door to the River Devil of uselessness. Old New Casino's Hammerlock. I see a forest tile there for Valence sticking out, though it could be something else. There's at least one random one, but hey, trophy.
Yep, pretty free trophy there, just chilling in the east. And here we have Old Kasuto. Yeah, not even reading the sign, just getting around the invisible Moa and going right to the basement. Well, there we go. Fairy it is. Pretty expensive at Magic 3, too, being in the 57 thereabouts.
Yeah.
Good stun lock on that Moa by Valence as well as Gob continues his exploration.
Fairy and Old Kasuto just noted there, so here's P5. P4 is also on the east, and the other of 3 or 6. I didn't catch a spell in Darunia.
Vanilla Reflect.
Oh, great. We need a child. It's time to figure out where that is.
Yep. Gob gonna be the first one to both stab techniques here. Has the jump spell. Could go for the super jump, could just walk around. Valence is gonna have a slightly faster time, just gonna be able to fairy right in there.
Yeah, just slight differences, and one went west, the other went east.
Yep.
And that's
a few bites at that super jump and saying, "Now I'll walk around."
Yeah, not worth it. It's grand finals. You're not going to spend 30 seconds trying to get a jump that saves you maybe 5 or something. It's not that much.
Yep, get it in I think 3 tries and it saves time. Anything after that, just walk around.
Pretty much.
Here's
Sunken Peaback Cave.
So yeah, Valence, I would say definitely with the exploration advantage so far in the east, but it's still nice and early in the east. Both these runners, and like you pointed out, Dry Canyon, gonna be pretty easy to just snake your way around the entire map and find out where everything is.
Yep. Oh, great, we're going back to DM, because that's where the child is at. Go west to find the glove? Gee, thanks! And that's a flute for Valence of dubious usefulness.
That is just a facepalm town on Gob's side. So gotta go back to DM without the hammer. And I already just... I know where that glove is! Valence about to get the same just bevy of silly information. And yeah, Valence gonna probably be using the magic here, getting the refill from... Nice. Very nicely timed. But oh no, didn't hit down when casting the spell, so does have to reset the screen, but that's alright, really quick. As these runners just trading places now. All stab techniques in the proverbial quiver of these runners, and pretty evened up here in a moment on spells as well.
As mentioned, really, it's Dried Canyon East. You can go anywhere, anytime you want. There is nothing particularly stopping you aside from just walking it.
Yep, I mean, the River Devil's trying to stop us.
He's also literally guaranteed to be useless in Dried Canyons because of how they're coded, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe these runners will play the flute anyway, just feel sorry for the little guy.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to spend the 2 seconds or whatever it is to stop and do that.
So at this point, we've seen both caves in the east. We have seen the water tile. We're missing the desert tile. And we're missing New Kasuto.
I think I saw a forest tile. I'm not sure if that's the one, but we are missing a forest tile.
Yep. And
we also know that the spell in there by process of elimination has to be fire, so I'm also not sure how much we care about it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not too worried about that spell, but kind of hard to pass up the 2 items. You know, could be that hammer, could be that any key. We know we might need the hammer. We do have to go to DM to get that child.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 on the child, but it's also the hammer could just be the palace. Varian coming for Gob now. Yeah, I think at this point, we haven't technically seen the Valley of Death Rider Runner. It can be a little bit of a sneaky. It's like the one difficult thing on Dried Canyons, is that Dried Canyon East, the Valley of Death still generates, but it will be on the edge of the map, and because you tend to focus more on the center of the map, it can be easy to miss the valley. Although, as I say that, there it is where Valence just out of his current position, so never mind! So he has now seen it as... And hopefully, he has also registered it exists. Sometimes you see it at the edge of the map, and sometimes it is visible at the edge of your screen, but you don't actually register it as being there. And, you know, never mind things, there's a hammer, we're set.
Yep, hammer just chilling on that desert tile, so... yeah, Gob has the hint about going back to DM, might still just wait it out here. Not sure what Gob's doing, just going in and out, in and out, in and out here. Might be wanting to farm a little bit of
I'm not quite sure either. I'm not too worried about the hammer, really. It's a Dried Canyon East. Valence will get there eventually. In fact, it's visible on the southwest corner of his screen. He'll see it sooner or later.
Starting to think it was just the indecision dance on GoBone's side there.
Probably. Valence has in fact registered that this exists. It is one of the potential pitfalls of the map randomizer, especially when it's this open-ended, sometimes it's on the edge of your screen, but you don't realize it. Or, it's like 2 pixels, it's like 2 squares off the end of your screen.
Yep, just
and
right there.
You're so close, like you're just a couple squares off, but that is just enough to be it. That is also, item go mode for Gob for most intents and purposes, aside from the medicine in P4, but it's not far from here, so I'll go pick that up pretty soon. Gob has, however, slightly forgotten, I think, which exact town Darunia is. To be honest, I have too. I think I'm trying to go back for Reflect and has slightly forgotten which town it is, which is understandable. In the Dried Canyon, it's like, okay, everything's available, but where was which?
Yep. Which available spot was it? Yeah, definitely don't blame him. Like you said, and the Granny's basement being gatekept by 7 magic containers today. Yikes.
We do not care. I think it's the verdict on that. Any key here could be nice for valence.
Yeah, any key. I'd even take a magic container or a heart container at this point. And there it is. Vanilla any
Hey,
key.
nice.
I can see Gob not getting that. Like you said, in for all intents and purposes, go mode here.
Yeah. He actually walked by the Nukasuta forest tile a minute ago on his way over here, so that tells me he just might not be bothering. Especially because it is a good 3 screens of walking to get to the spell tower. It's not exactly the fastest thing.
Yep. Up until we get the dash spell, but that's not in this version of the randomizer. Well,
Nope,
not in these flag sets anyway.
No. Yeah, valence we know will get back to DMs. Won't be too long. In fact, right there.
Yeah,
and
it's
he
just
will.
right in the
yeah.
spec rock too.
So yeah, it's palace mode for both runners. Just go clear places, go do things, and you're fine. We know GP's in the west, so they'll just clear all eastern palaces. Gob is gonna go at least check the old lady here. Yeah, sees it's 7 jars. Okay, and is going to go in. I guess
Alright.
still looking for potentially a magic jar here, which is not a valid choice.
Yeah, I
So
think...
yep,
Oh, go ahead.
good.
It could be that thing too where Gob's thinking, man, at Magic 3, Fairy is still expensive and I can't cast it twice. So might be hoping either for like Fire Fairy or, like you said, another magic container or that any key. We know if he goes one more screen, he'll grab that any key and then it'll be an absolute execution battle from there on out.
Yep, execution and don't get lost. Because there's always the possibility of just differences in palace routing, because they're basically identical in terms of physical progression. Gob's clearing out Nukasuto, Valence is picking up, is clearing out Darunia, and yeah.
Yeah, and
We
I
have
just realized
absolutely
they're
no
both-
idea who's winning.
They're at the same levels as well. So this is strap in, chat. This is going to be a fun next X amount of time.
Yeah, the 46 point experience difference is, for all intents and purposes, 0. It's also not indicative of anything particular. So yeah, it's just going to be clear palaces mode here. We know Palace 4 and Palace 5 are just out in the middle of the east. Either the one of 3 or 6 is in the Valley of Death, the last is on the west. So we're just going to see P4 and P5, I'd assume. Valence is actually going to go back to Maison real fast and clear P1, which is fine. Either do this now before the Eastern Palaces, or clear the Eastern Palaces up A, go clear P1, and then come back, which both work.
Yeah.
No real pros or cons to each. You're doing your Western Palaces less because GP is there, so you might as well just clear that. It's pretty fast to get to and from Maison from DM, or to do so from the west, because it's islands. DM, islands, west, so yeah. And Dried Canyon East. It's free. Especially because we already know the boss is, like, right there.
Yeah, I'm thinking on Valence's side, it's just that I know I can get a quick level up here, so we gotta finish it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Also true, this is gonna be Magic 3. Oh hey, Magic 3 and Life 5 are the same. Fine.
Alright, false floor room here on Goblin's side. So, could break the blocks and opt to... Oh, and we have fire as reflect. So we didn't actually need to go into TM to get that kid.
Yeah.
Not really a risk you're going to take, especially when you find fire after finding reflect, but one of those little, oh, come on, randomizer, really moments.
Yeah. And, Funker Feelings, Yes, in the standard tournament, as is fairly typical for Zelda randomizers, really, is you need to go in, collect do the thing that you need to do to the main story progression thing from dungeons that you do in the vanilla game. So, for example, Ocarina of Time is getting your 6 medallions, Link to the Past is your 7 crystals, probably Princess Rando usually has it be your fused shadows, for instance, I think. In this case, it's placing your gems in the valences. So, and it is all of them, as is fairly typical of Zelda randos in this case, just do all 6.
Yep, do all 6. We do have Thunderbird required in these settings as well, so that's why these runners needed that Thunder spell. In GP, there is going to be that penultimate boss of Thunderbird. And, yeah, from there, just fight your shadow.
Yep. Speaking of Thunder, in fact, we know Thunder is in Mido, which is behind the medicine, which is here in P4. Gob, whoops, having a minor brain fart, not recognizing that room as a dead end, and is going to lose a tiny bit of time, but it also doesn't significantly matter.
Yeah, which means I think our progression is right down this drop here in the room Valence is in.
Yeah, I think so.
Really good knowledge there from Valence, remembering that there is that jar at the top. You can just barely upstab that statue, so refilling the magic.
Yep.
Gob on the second trip here, probably going to take the drop this time.
Yep, there we go on the drop.
And another drop room.
Yeah, that's actually kind of rude because the room after the false floor drop room is also a drop destination room, so I would not take that drop, and in fact, Gob made a choice to not do that because P4 is a moderate-sized palace. There's usually not a lot of drops, and there's a real chance that that second drop probably just led to the room after the first drop room.
Yep. Whenever you see those, whenever I see landing rooms, I think, okay, yep, not going to take the next one. So definitely smart move there.
Yeah, especially in P4, if it's uncommon. I don't know I don't know the exact average number of drop rooms or anything per palace, but 3 would be unusual. Also, that's another drop destination room for Goblin. Which wouldn't have helped, yeah. The second drop in a row would have probably led to one of those 2 drop destination rooms, neither of which we actually care about.
Nope, and Blue Iron Knuckles only getting 70 experience in this palace set. Rude.
That's not helpful. Chirper is giving 1-ups, or dropping the 1-up there, that's nice, I guess.
Looks like, no, the false boss room.
Yep, it's not even it's not even the mini-boss, it is just a room. And Valence making the correct call to not take this drop either, good call. Knowing it is likely to just be a loop.
Just pass through after pass through here. I mean, eventually we have to find either an item or a wizard, right?
Yeah.
We do have a left still at the bottom of this elevator shaft. Gob did opt to go right immediately, so there's a little more exploration as we find another elevator room.
Yeah. Valence is going to take this right and find that drop destination room. Alright, this is kind of familiar for...
It is the drop.
Is it actually that second drop room, despite the odds? Because the right on that elevator, as Valence shows, that is a dead-end drop destination room, actually.
Yep, so this is... We want to go
Although
back
just
and take
because
that
a drop destination room exists, doesn't mean there's actually a drop that leads into it, to be fair.
Very true, very true. I mean,
if there's a drop room that exists, you have to have a destination, but it is not necessarily the reverse. Because, yeah, I think we got looped.
Yep, Valence getting the fake out there, gonna go into one more connector, and then, loop back to the bottom there. Yikes. I mean, as a runner, that's when you never feel good about that. You think, in the pit of your stomach, you're like, I know my opponent God routed this, I know they didn't take these loops. But obviously from our seat, we're like, they're both taking the same, risks and the same loops here. So really nothing lost or gained for either of them other than, time and maybe that feeling in the pit of your stomach.
Yeah. Gob took that second drop now. Definitely was a new room, so proven wrong on that. I don't think it was a bad call for either runner to not take it the first time. Unfortunately, it just turns out this game is jokes.
Exactly. We just have more choices to make after that.
Yep, got a left here and a down into what'll be a left-right choice. That is not somewhere Gob wants to be.
Hey, now we have.
Or
now
never
we
mind,
have
it
Karok.
is. Okay, I think that's the item room on the top of that elevator, actually. There is an item room that looks like that, so there's also a dead-end variant room that looks quite similar, and I think just because I've seen the rest of the palace, the item has to be there.
Yep, either that or to the right of that second drop is Valence figuring out too, I have to take that drop.
Yep.
Nice crouching block from the Iron Knuckle Beam there on Valence's side as the most interesting boss in Zelda 2 gets taken down.
Alright, jump place. Gob's gonna turn around and go straight back. Is not gonna walk out to the right, I don't think. That game over hurts for Valence, yep. Cause Gob knows he needs a medicine here.
Yep, and I mean, the good news for Valence is he knows now, once he takes that first drop, just take the second drop as well.
Yep.
And I think that was only about 2-3 rooms into the palace, so not terrible, but like you said, still doesn't feel great, especially after getting that big old loop there.
I know, I'm misidentifying rooms for Gob. There's even more rooms up here to the up left from Karok. Fun.
Yep, and still have that right in that lava room where you first dropped into. Another dead end here.
Oh, that's the dead end variant of that room. There is a non-dead end community variant room, but that is the vanilla dead end room, which you can identify that because there are no enemies on the steps.
Yep.
Alright, got a right and a left. Item could be on either side of this junction. We don't know which.
And here it is. Oh, and Valence showing us if you just go right in that drop room, you actually end up in this same elevator shaft that will lead us to Karok here.
Okay, and I guess Valence will go pick up that item first, sure.
Palace has funny loops.
Yes, it does. Which I guess makes sense, because P4 is not that large a palace, and this seem like a lot of rooms for a P4, but it makes sense. I've seen like three different loops at this point.
Yeah, it's the only thing funnier when the palaces decide to put about 3 of the same room back to back to back, and you start questioning yourself. And Valen's gonna go ahead and yep.
Gob is going to take this opportunity to do P1 now. I guess it doesn't really matter whether he does this or P5 first. It just has to be done. So, yeah.
They might even place the gems at about the same time here as Valence gets a much kinder Karok pattern.
What's Gob doing? He just walked back out of P1.
I hope Gob remembers he didn't place that gem. We shall see.
He might just want it might be part of his leveling strategy, I guess. I'm not sure I would have spent the time walking there and back, but okay, Gob.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's a solid point too, is probably just leveling strategy, or he thought, oh, wait, I forgot to actually do 2 other palaces in the east.
Yeah. And speaking of that, they are arriving at P5 at the same time, so Valence is basically a P1 ahead, including a trip there. Which is like 2 minutes, maybe, tops. It's not much, but it's not 0.
Yeah, and, with that walking there and back too, It's one of those things. Every little second could matter once we get down to the GP routing here.
Yeah, and even before that, Palace 5 here is the longest of the palaces on average. So this could be a difference maker, depending on how they choose to route here.
But just choosing to route identically, it seems.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, and I will say Valence ever so much closer to just... I think that'll be attack 5, so going to be at 5-5-5 here. Gob a little behind on the leveling front, but again, that's not going to be too big of a deal here for now.
Yep.
That is rude with all those MOAs just not being kind to Valence. Definitely a room where at some point I just go, you know what? I'm just gonna ferry, hold right, take a drink of water, and not worry about it. As they continue to take similar routes here. Nice 200 PVAG drop there on Valence. Still pushing that level. Gonna go ahead, take out this Iron Knuckle. Not enough. Oh, 6 experience away. Might just wait for a Dripper. And Valence doing the elevator dance here.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's always a case of which one do you take when you've got multiple options.
And wow, even the Drippers only dropping 20 XP after taking care of those blue Stalfos Knights. P5 definitely living up to its name here.
Yep.
But Valence with a nice, quick, I mean, all things considered, pretty quick find on Guma there. "5-5-5", casting that shield spell, holding Guma in the corner. Yeah, one... Ooh, ouch. So, okay, Valence did have an extra life. We're alright, we're alright. And I think this is the left, yeah, on Gob's side that he needs to take. Oh, Valence, get careful. Yeah, Guma is no joke of a boss. I mean, even if you have the pattern down, ouch! Just like that, one little mace swing or one little misstep sort of can just absolutely turn that boss around.
Yeah. And, yes, basically, Funker feelings. This is for all the rupees. This is finals, after all. We are in Game 4 of a best of 5, so first runner to 3 wins takes home the championship. Gob has taken 2 wins to Valence's 1 so far. If Valence wins this race, then we'll go to a Game 5. If Gob wins this one, then he is the champion and Valence is the runner-up.
Yep. Again, either way, fantastic runs from both of these runners. And the good news is, I mean, we saw a bit of P5 there, but it looks like Guma is a few rooms in, so that game over not going to be too terrible of a time loss on Valence's side as Gob. Alright, now we're seeing Guma's life bar go down a little bit. And we got dueling Gumas here for y'all. Wow, nice 1,000-point drop from Guma there too. Good fight on Gob's side. But again, Valence going for those corner strats. You might be able to just barely see it. Guma can't really swing that mace if he's sort of half on, half off the screen, so kind of a safer way to fight Guma, albeit just a tad bit slower.
Yeah, I mean, safe strats is fine. If it beats walking back here a third time, you'll do it.
Absolutely.
Gob is our first one out of P5, although one thing I do remember just now is that Gob has yet to find the Valley of Death. Valence saw it earlier and distinctly identified it as such. Gob isn't far from it. I think it's on this end of the map, on the southern side. But he is going to be walking down the edge of the map here just to check for that, and yep, there it is.
Yep, absolutely so. And good Guma kill there. Taking back that gem advantage, again, that one gem advantage being P1 on Maze Island. Just 2 rooms in, but is something Gob's going to have to go back and do.
That said, Gob is slightly ahead getting into the Valley of Death here. Valence is going to save like 10 seconds maybe getting there, having seen it already, but yeah, it's very much, they're basically neck and neck.
Yep, which you love to see.
Yeah. Like, Personally, I'd be happy to see either of our other runners win. Of course, it'd be cool to see a Game 5, but they've also both come a really long way since the start of this tournament, and it's been a really good race. This is one of those races which is really nice to see in that it's a fairly easy seed. The game's given you stuff. It's basically impossible to miss anything. It's more or less an execution rounding race.
Yep, and that's, one of the things you really want to see in a grand finals here. I think both of these runners are down to their last lives here. Gonna try and make it through the rest of the Valley of Death. Gob does get through, gets that up A, which, yeah, like you said, here's our other 3 or 6.
Yeah. And yes, just question from chat there. It is fine that Gob doesn't have the child. I think he did it. Well, he turned it in as well. I don't think it just only gets marked on the tracker. Either way, Fire's Link Reflect, it doesn't matter.
Yep, yeah, they both went back and got that kid from Spec Rock.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Valence just married to that experience here, didn't quite want to up A. Don't blame him. Get that level, then take the up A.
Yep.
Definitely done that before, where you're just, I found the palace, I need my lives back. Oh wait, I was close to a level.
Alright, immediate dead end for Gob here. Wahoo.
Yep,
they
thought
both
for
beat
a second
P1.
we had a quick one again.
Yeah. To be clear, chat commenting on this, P1 is, Horsehead's the first room, basically. Both runners beat Horsehead earlier in their first trip to P1. There's a glove fairy block for Valence on top of that elevator. Gonna save magic for now. It is kind of annoying to get through. Both runners beat Horsehead earlier. But they didn't have the NIT key or fairy spell at the time. And honestly, maybe just wanted to leave it anyway until later for experience, for a better level. Valence went back and beat it before clearing out the Eastern Palaces, just so he didn't have to go back there later. Gob walked over there after beating P4, changed his mind, decided maybe to come back after, perhaps for leveling purposes. It doesn't significantly matter in terms of things. We've still got a few palaces to go for each. It's only like a 2-minute trip tops, maybe. It's still too early to call who's ahead. There isn't a significant. It is something to note when discussing their current status of the race, but it's not any kind of decisive thing.
Yep, and I think these runners are finding nice loops here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're. Oh goody! It's a looping palace.
Oh, good. This is P6 after all, as we can confirm now from these windows. Might have seen some earlier, I'm not sure, but definitely P6, which is the other Billy Log Palace, so that checks. No clue what the item in here is, we do not care.
Yep, maybe if you stumble upon it and it's a heart or a magic container, sure, but yeah, not gonna go out of our ways looking for it. More choices here on Gob's side. Nice crumble blocks on Valence's side. Oh, I think that's just another big loop on Valence's side, as we do see a Rebo mini-boss here for Gob.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
It's
loops,
that corner
loops, and
strap,
more
too.
loops. Very nice for Gob, which could be a little finicky in this room due to the ceiling. But, got him off the horse, time to have fun with it. Ooh, and takes a death. Yep, no, not Rebo Shark. You only get Rebo Shark in P4, basically, due to limitations of the sprite sheet. Because Zelda 2 is an NES game. There's only so much space in the memory of the game for sprites. And palace rooms. And other things. And actually,
Rebo
pallets
Shark was
is another
saved
thing.
on the flip side of the Philips Laserdisc.
I mean, the reason why Rebo Shark exists and why there's a similarly wonky-looking Rebo mini-boss in P5 when that generates, though fairly uncommon for both, is because Karok and Guma are so big they don't fit on the sprite sheet. As, oh hey, Magic Jar in 6, so you'll take that, I guess.
Absolutely. So, yeah, what do we got? 565, 556 levels, like you were saying earlier, pretty negligible at this point. Exploration, pretty negligible, so...
Yeah, we still don't know what the right route is. They've both gotten looped at least a couple times each. They've taken different routes, but we have no idea where the right route is. And there could be multiple ways there if, loops.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen a couple of palaces that are giving us nice multi-loops to the boss, so who knows? It'll probably just get some more of them. As we once again, as we're talking about it, Gob finds our dragon. And I think I remember seeing this room on Valence's side as the right way to go here, so shouldn't be too much further to Barba, depending on if he wants to take that mini boss fight as well.
Yeah, Gob ending up taking the correct route here in 6. I don't remember us going through this glove fairy block yet, but it's hard to keep it all straight.
Yep, I think we did, so yeah, I believe Valence is on the right path here. Yeah,
Okay.
he's either on the right path to... Oh, yep, so on the right side of this room is the mini-boss, and if you go down the elevator, that leads us to not Karok, to Barba.
Excellent, thank you. Your sense of direction's better than mine.
And trying to keep it straight, as Gob remembering to go back to at least get Thunder.
Yep. It is something that can be easy to forget. It's just oh yeah, I still need to go do that.
Well, and it's one of those things too, where it's like, when I'm the one playing, routing is like, I remember exactly where I've been, but when I'm watching two streams like this, I'm like, I think they've seen this room?
Yeah.
Valence doing a good job with the dance here as Gob picking up Thunder officially in go mode then.
Yep.
And nice work on that Rebo mini-boss.
Gob is going into meet Rudo here for life, I guess, wanting that safety here. Understandable here if he, just in case GP's particularly bad, but we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the neighborhood, and like you said, the seed's kind of beating him up already, so take that support. And there's that Barba find for Valence as we have Gob going into 2 here.
Yep, brightest callous color of the day, I think. Everything else has been a bit tamer. P1 and P4, I think, were both blue. P5 here is rather gray, and I think P6 was as well. This is a pretty bright shade of pink.
That is aggressive.
It's not quite Pepto-Bismol, but it is fairly saturated.
As we, oh wow, Gob taking the perfect path to Helmet Head is, oh no, Valence gets bopped.
Ooh.
And down goes Helmet Head. I will point out though, so we can see Gob's full screen. He has a tracker up as well as a timer with splits to say when he's placed gems. He has split 5 gems so far, and he has P1 marked off on his tracker.
Oh dear.
So yeah, again, he knows right where it is. He knows where that boss is. But that could definitely be just a jitters thing going on here.
Yeah. It might just been a. I wonder if when he walked back to P1, if he thought he'd already beaten it, and that's why he left. I thought it might have been for levels, but it could have also just been a wait. I beat the boss. I placed the gem, right? Because sometimes brain farts happen. It's not a costly time loss any which way. He's good. It's like a minute or 2 tops. It's a free walk across the west to the raft tile in the middle of the southern coast. It's like a 30 seconds or something in Maze Island, and it's like a minute in P1 tops. It's not long. It's just not 0, basically.
Yep, and there we go. Second time to charm on Valence's side, taking out that dragon. Nice work.
Yep. Yeah, Gob has been doing quite well in the execution. He has improved significantly since the early days of this tournament. I don't remember what his record in Swiss was, but he's improved significantly since, I can tell you that.
Yep, both of these.
Which is always nice to see.
Fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. Valence, who we first saw in the Upstarts tournament earlier this year, and then is now here in the Grand Finals of the NIT.
Just goes to show people, you know, you can join the community, you can start racing, you know, and within that year, you know, vast improvements, and here we are.
Yeah, for sure. That's a cool thing about is that we can see people. There's always people who come. There's people who come back every year. They're community regulars, and then there's always a few new faces, and they can surprise us. Big Starter went 5-0 in Swiss, but just ran into Chroma. Yeah, Chroma's not easy. Aaron, and that's just part of it too. Is it is randomizer. So then also stuff happens. Sometimes you just have a bad day. You have a brain fart. You get randoed by the map rando. Sometimes just stuff doesn't work out. Skill, of course, plays a huge role into it. You have to be able to recognize the quirks of the map randomizer, do the combat that the game requires of you, and everything else, but there's a lot of things that go into it. I feel like this P3 was not that terrible for Gob. I don't think it was a 3-room P3, but I don't think it was more than 10.
Yeah, not too bad, just a lot of elevator offshoots, so, pick the right path.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes for that. As Valence is into this P2, which we know is pretty quick, and Rebo's down for Gob.
Yep, and yeah, there's that super quick P2 on Valence's side.
So technically even on gems, but yeah, it's gonna be GP routing, I think, that decides this. Q1 is faster than P3, but Gob also has to walk to P1. After he realizes he needs to be P1, that is.
Yep, I have walked into that barrier before.
Whoop. He's staring at it going, wait, which palace did I forget? And here is Gob having a think. What did I do?
Yep, and yeah, not, sometimes the rando gets you, sometimes you get you.
Yeah, this is just a... brain farts happen, and no one's perfect, and sometimes things. Valence on the other side's forgotten repeat. Understandably, it's out in the middle of the map. I think he saw it. I'm not even 100% sure he did find it the first time in the West, to be honest with you, now that I think back on it. But he'll find it soon. It won't take him too long. We can see it right there for Gob in the swamp, and there it is for Valence. Okay, Gob's going in the right direction. He did just beat both palaces on the West. He knows the third is GP, so he knows it can't be there. And P1 is going to be the next logical place to check because it's right here and stupid fast, so he'll be fine. Maybe a minute time loss or something, but not significant.
Yeah, if Valence picks the right elevator, we're looking at pretty close entries into GP. This race just keeps getting spicier. Alright, yeah, Gob seeing the door still up there, realizing, oh yeah, this was the one.
That is a misclick, by the way. Gob accidentally done and promptly undone.
Yep, I think that might be something tied to his timer. Might have accidentally split, I'm not sure.
I think it might have been. Because as mentioned, he did split the 6 gems a little early. And he hit his hotkey for the split of what he, because he has splits for the 6 gems and then Darkling, and just had a bit of a oops. Hey, Magic Charin's free, I guess, isn't the worst thing for Valence to find.
No.
They're just taking a different route, unfortunately, in 3, so we'll lose a bit of time here.
Gob did see the item room, so I think it's at the top of this elevator and right, so unfortunately he's going to go ahead and lose a little bit of time exploring this first right. Notices it's a dead end early, though.
Yeah.
Nice early drop room in GP. Goody. As, yeah, Gob just going full elevator meta here. And we're going to go ahead and have a little more exploration in 3 on Valence's side. I think both of these runners at this point, though, are definitely happy they picked up that any key with how many locked doors we've been seeing in the seed. Paying for all these fairies would not be ideal.
Yeah.
Alright. Gob jumping over those lava pits really well. Good work. As Valence fighting some lava pits of their own.
Yep. Back to start loop, unfortunately, for Valence.
And And now they're definitely happy they picked up that any key, as we have the double glove key block room in GP.
Oh yeah, for sure, because we haven't seen keys in the item pool. Whoop! Double chicken hitting Gob into the lava. Yowp! I did not manage to escape the chicken sandwich there.
Yep, taking the high route here, dodging those beams, well done. I definitely, pardon the pun, but I chicken out there and I break the bridge below them and let them just drop into the lava.
Yeah, yeah, Valence is unfortunately lost, which this happens sometimes, is, you go the wrong way and, you spend a while.
Yep, and especially after, I know Valence saw the start of the palace again. I can't remember if it was a formal, up A or not, so all the enemies reset as well.
He did
So
not obey.
Oh, okay, good. So at least the enemies are staying dead. So should be able to tell what rooms they've been through.
Gobby, on the other hand, is also wandering quite a bit in JP. No sign of T-Bird yet. Although I guess that was apparently a loop now that I've been paying enough attention to recognize it.
Yep, that was the left side of that early drop room. Gob went right and managed to go all the way around. So I think if you go left from that drop, there's a pretty early elevator, or a pretty early path he can take. And yeah, this is the right path for Valence, going through that fairy glow block room.
Okay, good. Out of drop room with an orange chicken in it for Gob, sorry, as Valence continuing here in 3.
Gob taking it right though, so maybe he's going for oh right, he can just take one of these elevators, so recognized the loop and wanted to get some resources back.
I was going to say that looks familiar, as Valence has finally found Rebo.
Yep, now just nice corner strats here, and boom, before the horse even leaves the screen.
Yeah, on the other side, Yowp for Gob. Double chicken again. Gets them both down pretty cleanly, though. Very nice. And a third chicken.
One more for good measure.
Yep, one of each color, in fact. Got the 3-pack.
I think... Oh no, it's a dead end. And yeah, Valen's definitely going to get at least 2 levels off of this. Going to go all the way up to 7,000 experience.
Nice. Yeah, this is going to be life 6 and attack life 7 even. Not gonna... And gonna see if we can find the remaining 9... Or yeah, they're gonna decide on attack 6. Might have been a slight mismath, but should be okay on attack 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Valence's lives situation was there, so it might have just been I'm not worried about this experience, I'd rather have the lives back.
That said, I'm not sure when exactly Gob got in here, but I think it was close to like the 1. It's been like at least 3 or 4 minutes, I think, but we also know that, well, Gob's had no luck finding T-Bird, so depending on how Valence routes this, could catch up.
Yeah, I mean, taking that left, so could be a I feel behind, could be a I've watched a lot of Chroma races, so I know that Chroma goes left and Chroma's good.
We'll see. A fairly tame waffle room here for Gob. Just a orange chicken in the second waffle, nothing in between, so easy enough to avoid everything.
Yep, they're in the same room right now, too.
I was about to say, they are, yes. Gob less than a room ahead.
Yep, the one thing Gob has is exploration advantage, so if Valence takes a game over here, or if there's, a long dead end, Gob has that right side exploration advantage over Valence, so we'll definitely see how this pathing works out here. But this is bringing the race nice and tight again.
Oh, for sure. And that's what I want to see here. In fact, this is the right route, so Valence is suddenly just right on Gob's heels.
Yep, Gob learning if you
25
go
fairy.
far enough into the room, you despawn that elevator.
Oops. But yeah, Valence is about to. It should be a down elevator at the end of this room for Valence, and that'll be straight to T-Bird.
Yep,
so yeah,
fighting at the same time. And attack 6 slicing through T-Bird. We'll see how good attack 5 is here. Valence gonna have to take a quick death here to regenerate some of that magic, though.
Yep.
Alright, and 119.15, T-Bird down on Gob's side.
And it is not an immediate Dark Link. I don't know how much rooms there's going to be left after T-Bird, just because we did see a good amount of rooms from Gob in the other parts of the palace, but Valence wants some divergence to have an option here, because he's not far behind, but T-Bird is going to take a little bit of time, particularly on attack 5.
Yeah, it's definitely taking about 2 or 3 extra hits per cycle here, as we do have a pretty quick Dark Link.
Purely linear path, so this will be GG's here to Gob.
Yep, pending anything terrible happening here, does have 2 hits he can take from Dark Link. I think he did shield up there too, so oh no, unfortunate death there on Valence's side.
Ooh, that does hurt. And that is going to be GG's here to Gob. Going to finish up the race, take Game 4 and the championship with an official racetime.gg time of 1:20:20.
Yeah, solid run there. Really fun race for the finals here. And Gob probably in race time going, this is serious this time, I'm actually done. But obviously Valence probably going to finish this one out. Doesn't know how much further Dark Link is from T-Bird, but should be done here in the next few minutes.
It was down to his last life, though. And down to 1 bar of health.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Just
and
got
that
off
is
it, yeah.
If GG's here to Valence as well. Unfortunately, I think what did him in was P3. Spent too long getting lost in there. They were neck and neck until then, basically, but shows how it goes. Looking like we'll hopefully get both runners in for an interview here in a sec, yep. And we are now joined by Gob and Valence. GG, guys.
GG.
Ooh, GG. We're going streaking! I mean...
We're going to cry in the shower!
Holy moly. Sorry about that false finish, everybody.
I did not appreciate... I'm not going to say that it was like a big thing, but I definitely sunk pretty hard after that. Oh, damn, he's already done?
No, oh,
And
man,
like,
what happened was...
No. And I'm like, wait, what? And then, yeah, I was all like, is he at Dark Link? Did he die accidentally? What's happening?
No, I went into one, killed the boss, but I didn't have a key. And then I walked back to one thinking I had to redo it like 2/3 of the way through the game and went, no, you already did one, you dumbass. And then I walked into Dark Palace, or Great Palace, and got bonked by the beam, and I'm like, what the hell? And I spent a minute trying to figure out where I had to go. So then I went back to one, hit my split for it, which was on the final split, and accidentally automatically finished for me. And I was like, oh no, God, no! Because I know there's probably a bot that said what time I finished. I'm like, oh man, this is going to be so bad. Oh, so my huge apologies. I know how I'd feel if I was on the other end. I'd be like, come on, bro. But
I mean, you did say like, no, keep going.
yeah,
Pretty
I had
quick.
to, I
So I was
wanted
like,
I like typed as fast as I could. I'm like, oh god, sorry, no.
because I was just like, wait, do I keep going? Yes. But yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely a very tight race through and through. We were chatting briefly just before y'all hopped into the booth. I think the biggest difference maker outside of Gob trying to say hello to the GP beams was P3. Gob got through P3 just a bit faster than you did, Valence, and then from there managed to get a little more exploration done in GP. But what I gotta ask, what made you go left after that first drop in GP?
Because I thought I was losing.
I knew you'd go left. I was
I
like,
thought-
please, Lord, let there not be a left that's the right
I
way,
mean-
because I know Valence will take that.
Because like, okay, at first, 3, 4, and 5. No, 3, 4, and 6 were terrible for me. I 100% all 3 of those. Stupid loops. I hate loops.
4 was
Either-
awful.
Either duplicate rooms or loops. Not both. Pick one, go with it, but not both. All right. Anyway, so those went poorly. So I'm kind of over sub hour. I'm not sub hour anymore. It's going to be over an hour, and all of a sudden I'm starting to feel behind. And then Gob does his little oopsie doodles, and I'm like, oh no, I'm really behind. Ah. So like the first chance I got, I'm like, I'm just going to go left.
Yeah,
So
that's
that-
understandable.
Well, it all looped around into itself anyway, so it didn't. I think it was faster to go left. Like you would have eventually. I think it was
It
left
felt-
at the drop
it felt
and then
quick. It didn't
down
feel
to right,
too
so-
far until.
Oh, you
T-Bird.
did go left?
Yeah, Valence actually took the left, and that's how he
Oh
got
my
there.
Oh yeah, I took the left.
Were we close? Like, where were you in GP?
T-Bird.
Wow.
Valence was like just a couple rooms behind you, but was on attack 5 and ended up just having a bit of a hard time with T-Bird.
I pushed for attack 6. I'm so happy I did because it was all bad. I swear, attack 1 might have been the best attack in the game because it was
4
killing
wasn't-
stuff. And
4 wasn't terrible. 4 wasn't the worst. So I thought 5 would be enough, and then hopefully 7 health would be good. But 7 health was trash. I should have.
the life effectiveness was brutal. I went and got the life spell, and it was 4 bars. Thank God.
I should have gotten life instead of just trying to ride out with shield and going life levels because everything was still bodying even at 7 health. So it was like, this is dumb.
Yeah, I had 300 XP after I finished a palace. And I'm like, I'm getting attack 6. Like, this attack 5 is terrible. It'll probably take me like 27 hits on Thunderbird. Attack 6 was nice. It probably, I don't know, it's probably like 13, 14 maybe. So it was a big help. Getting the NE key too, I made sure to get that stuff because, I don't know, I didn't want to prioritize magic. As Fairy only came down to like 25.
We weren't sure because I think you were. Yeah,
nothing
go ahead.
was moving down, and it's like, come on, every choice.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
making is
slow.
wrong.
First time I casted it was 57, and I was still at Magic 3, and I'm like, how far do I think it's gonna drop? Like, maybe mid 20s at best. And I'm like, you know what? I found all this other crap. I'm gonna go. All I had left was Spell Tower. I went and picked up Spell. I'm like, let me at least pay off getting this spell, and seeing it happened to be the key. I was like, oh, let's go. So I don't have to worry about doors at all. Ugh, I made some big boo-boos though. Or just a lot of dumb boo-boos. Walking back to 1 and then leaving it. Forgetting I didn't have the gem. All kinds of goofy stuff. I'm glad it was a tight race though. That's what the audience wants to see.
Oh, this was very, very close from the basically up until almost just about the end. Really, is that because this seed was pretty friendly, honestly. You had big subs 10 minutes for an Islands West. Maze Island was nice. River in the middle there. Items weren't terrible. Palace right on the river. 3 connectors in there, and then Dried Canyon East.
Finding East was a pain. I did not enjoy it.
It was a bit of a pain. You
going
guys
through
both
the
did
DM
spend a
was,
couple
DM
minutes
twice.
in DM.
I was pretty mad that I went to find the hammer. I'm like, I saw the kid was well. First, I walked into Druni and I'm like, please don't be reflect. Please don't be reflect. Of course, the kid is reflect. I'm like, okay, please don't be in DM. Please don't be in DM. It's in DM. I'm like, come on, man. So I'm like, I'm finding this
Yeah.
hammer. And then I went back and fire was reflect anyway.
Yeah, that was game head jug. So you guys end up doing very much a lot of the same things because there wasn't really any major trip ups for you guys particularly. You guys both ended up going to Maze Island at about the same time. You went to DM around the same time. Not that different on the east. I mean, just everything was available. Um, and then you just guys cleared palaces. Valence chose to dig the you chose to clear P1 before the eastern palaces. Gob, I think you beat P4, walked over to P1, I guess, then walked back out and went back to the east. We weren't sure what it was. I thought you might have wanted perhaps leveling or something, but nope, just had a
No,
big
no.
brain
In
fart.
my
'Cause
head, I said
you
I
guys
have to do
both
P1.
cleared P1. You guys both went into P1 during your initial trip to Maze Island, like 15 minutes in or whatever it was. Beat Horsehead because it's like 3 rooms in, and then no any key, no glove, no fairy. Walked right, check a couple rooms left for the try and find the item. Got loaded over and left. And
Yeah,
then yeah,
I went pretty far in one just because I thought like, okay, I wasn't quite sure if keys were in the drop pool because I haven't seen a lot of drops, and then I was just hoping for a stray key or two just in there, just so I can get it done. But it's like, nope.
I did the same thing, but only because I misleveled because I thought life was 830 and I was on 820 magic and then I skipped. So it skipped both of them and I was on like
Oh yeah, because
2500
it
for
was
attacks.
both of them were 820, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I'm like, well, I guess I might as well see if I can go find a key and get this level or not. And I ended up dying. What a boneheaded play, but at least it made the race close. That's what it was.
yeah, but no, it was close up until just about the near end. With other than one particular thing of yeah, until basically I think the difference maker valence is you got really lost in P3.
I don't know why there were 3 different loops all going back to the beginning. It's just like, oh, which one of these had the one connector that led me to the magical Rebanak? Like,
I was very lucky. I just went to the very top of that elevator, which was that little fairy room or jump if you're good at this game. And yeah,
that was the last room I checked. Was that fairy room? It was just
man.
like cool. And that happened to me in practice too. I was in a P6 that had like 4 loops in eating each other, and I just had to find the one room that escaped that gauntlet of trash. I hate that fairy room.
6 was not fun. 4 was really terrible, from my recollection, but that's
I was fine with 2. 2 was free.
Oh yeah. I like walked in. Oh wow.
2
Everybody
just go to the right and you're done. I'm like, all right, I know the candle's in there. I'm not digging that out.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, all in all, solid race. And I mean, like you guys said, had go/no mode pretty early, so it was definitely fun just watching the execution and routing battle.
Yeah. And that's always nice to see.
Air quotes around the execution and around in my part, but yeah. Thanks for the comms and the restreams and tracking and everything. I know it's always a bit of a thing to put on, so appreciate the hard work and getting on all our matches. So it was good stuff.
Yeah, GG's guys. You guys have both had a really good run through this tournament. This was Valence. This is your. This is we saw you earlier in Upstarts earlier this year. This was your first tournament, Gob. Very well done for both of you.
Thank you.
Not an easy run to get here. We've had a lot of good runners this tournament. You guys have got some impressive people, and took it to a game 4 here. You guys slid pretty close, even to the end here. So that was very fun. But no, GG's guys. What do you guys like to do for the next bit? Do you guys thinking about the Max Rando tourney in the spring or anything?
I mean, I always enjoy pain and suffering, so sure.
All right, Max Rando looks fun, really fun to watch. I won't be playing it, I don't think.
I'll do it
Understandable.
with no expectations of anything, and I hope
You know
I'll
what?
have
If
a
you're
good
gonna do
time.
Valence, I'll join you. Let's just get in, get crushed by Mirai together.
Oh no, yeah, yeah, yeah. We
I
can
mean, that's
both
the best way
hand.
to approach
be
it.
great.
Is have no expectations, expect to get randoed, and be pleasantly surprised at how well you do.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Sounds fun.
Hopefully we
And,
get some 6 gemmers right in our wheelhouse.
Yeah, that's what we need. Yeah, come on, 6 gems.
And now I hope you guys enjoy the break for a bit. We are going to want to contact Patrick for your trophy at some point for chipping.
Wait, I get a trophy?
You get a
Yes,
trophy.
No
yes.
way. Let's go.
PKPKD Patrick, one of our community members, has a 3D printer and has been doing trophies for the
Holy
tourney winners
crap.
for the past 3 years now. I think 2021 was our first year of it.
I am hyped for that. I have a perfect spot for it on my wall. That's awesome. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, but it's
Holy.
basically it's got the wing crest, like the it's got like like a Hylian crest there, in gold and I think a green base usually, though that might change the slight design with like a plaque on it. It's pretty neat.
That is sick. I am so excited for that.
Yeah, but congratulations to you for the win, Gov, and GG's, Valence. Good run here through the tournament.
Yeah, GG, man.
GG's.
Any last thoughts from you, Ty?
No, I've been sitting back listening to these two, reminisce. I also encourage Max Rando. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, echoing everyone's words, you guys put on a great show all throughout the tournament. So GG's.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaking of Riot, the tournament itself, technically in a fashion, is not yet over because we do have the grand finals of the main bracket continuing Friday. Another best of 5 games. 2 and 3 are Friday, 7:30 and 9:30 p.m. Chromaticalism versus Mirage. That'll be fun if chat wants to come
Oh,
back and
back
check
to
that out.
backs?
Ooh,
Yep,
double
the
header.
2 and 3 back to back.
Yeah. Oh, that is. I'm so hyped for that too. That's where the real good play is.
Yeah, I think that is about it here for us. I'll turn it over to Baseball for final words.
All right. Thank you. Yes, please join us on Friday, 7:30 Eastern. Should be some really good matches. And just want to thank our wonderful runners, Gob and Valence. And I am really excited about your trophy, and I'm pretty jealous. So, congratulations
Oh,
on the
thank
trophy.
you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll take pictures.
Yes, please do. And of course, thank you to our commentators, Star and Tiverius. We couldn't do this without you. And thank you all for watching today. I did track. That's right. Whoa. All right. We're gonna head over to Not Your Average Person, who's playing some Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask combo randomizer, which is pretty exciting. They actually were just soft blocked a moment ago, but have since fixed it, so that's all good. Yeah, thank you again for watching, and please join us on Friday. So yeah.
Bye.